assist, actually. Long distance gushes there. Anger goes down. Oh, excuse me.
They're re-yellow 3. Yeah, I guess one of them was AFK, so.
I was totally thinking that those were realistic, like, they were realistic.
I think they were realistic, but I think it was just they were AFK at the time, so.
There we go. Well, they juked me. I had almost a flawless ramp up there without any hitches, and then they robbed it from me.
Yeah, so, you saw previously U5 was buying decoys, but this time they're actually buying 3 smokes now, so. You know, maybe no one was AFK. Maybe they're just like, oh, we bought the wrong nades.
I would totally not put it past these guys. I kill a teammate quick. I bought the wrong thing. So this time we do see something different here. United 5 has opted to have 3 sets of nades, 2 smokes and 1 molly, and a decoy for Storm. The CompLexity team has loaded up with more support items as well. 4 flashbangs and 2 frag nades total. The entry is going to be at A, and the first shot long distance from nothing is really nice. TM receives his present out in the apartments, and he's left with his teammate, by the way. He's left his teammate, by the way, by himself. The hold is good, and U5 has been flashed practically the entire round. Warden knows that the odds of winning this particular fight are so low that he went for a plant fake, and that caused CompLexity to clamp all around them with a vice-like grip, and they've got one on the half already, I think.
So,
sorry, I'm gonna finish. I do want to finish that thought. I think Warden second-guessed himself, because a fake plant, you can do it for about a second, you can come off of it as fast as possible to get your gun up. He had it for a solid 2.5, 3 seconds. I think he literally stopped himself because he was afraid of getting shot, and that was the wrong play. Yeah,
it could have been. And one thing, I didn't see any smokes go down, did you? And they bought through them, but they used flashes to enter the site, but no smokes. And you saw nothing, actually. They picked up 2 quick kills. But yeah, those smokes went unused, so that's a waste of money for U5.
It could have been anti-retake smokes, which is also an option there when you get inside of A. And if it was, they never got the opportunity to use it. The thing I will say, though, is during the firefight, when they had everybody at the connector, one simple electrical smoke would have just done the job, right?
Yeah.
Right in front of the jungle. It would have sealed them off. We only had to fight the CT spawn. U5 probably just didn't have the composure to think that went through, and then, of course, they lost it because of the fact that they were just being so pressured. Hiko jumps up, jumping swag 2, looks for the 3rd, can't pick it up. He's with Sean Gares. Sean Gares pissing him, thinking that those swag kills would have been so cool. Jumping kills at the bottom of that white truck are... That's got to be one of the most frustrating things for a terrorist, right?
That really good TM.
TM says, you, sir, are not nice.
Not nice, exactly.
And Hiko is just laughing for days, man. I know he knows how annoying that is when somebody's down there, and he just went full-on troll mode.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up so much money from doing that, and he's going to be able to do it again if they do decide to go B, but they probably won't. And, you know, you see him lining up in A here. But do they have the nades? Yes, all 5 are wielding smokes now, so I'm hoping we see some entry smokes going.
No plants either way. This is a surprise. U5 is playing this slow because they don't have 2 plants. CompLexity, doing the math, would think that they don't have guns now. And if they hold their weapons and they don't make any noise, or if they just rain down smokes and flashes all over the map, they can get in and use this surprise to their advantage. They've sealed off the site with the exception of 1. They left nothing exposed. XP3 has 2 on the round. Pushing through the smoke is the wrong option right now, since he's in there, and those tracers are giving away his position. He may die simply because he's given away his spot. He's fallen back to the jungle. It's 4 on 3. U5 has got the bomb plant, which is advantageous, but they're so weak. Only Storm is at full health, and TM, as I spoke, was taken out. The bomb now ages slightly, and Hiko and Squad, as he leads in with his Mag 7, have to retake as the bomb ticks just slightly away. Moses flicks up, gets Sean Gares. 2 left for the CTs. Hiko comes up over the top. I'm surprised he's not going to go for that diving swag kill, because he really, really looked like he wanted it.
Maybe he won't save the swag. It's an important gun, yeah?
It's a tool of mass destruction.
But I mean, you know, that was an example of a perfect take on the A-bomb site. You had the smokes going down towards electrical connector, 1 going CT ticket, and it completely blocked off. But all the CTs, they were able to get in the site without being shot. And once you're in the site, I mean, you know, you pick off the guys as they come through the smoke. It makes it real easy for you, and that's exactly what they did.
That's great heads-up play there. You saw nothing push through the smoke. You saw Sempis trying to push through the smoke. It was all because they saw the smokes come down. I think the CompLexity players probably thought they probably have CZs and Glocks. I can get through here with my rifle and trade myself at worst.
Yeah.
And then they came through and found that they all had gallows, and that was sort of the surprise. That totally threw them off, and it won the round early on. I think the round was won when 3 CTs were still alive. smoke over the top. It may be the same look here. It could be a fake. The bomb is waiting at A ramp, so the fake is unlikely at this point. Sean Gare's waiting at the connector with his swag. The execution comes in quick. That swift death. 4 kills, never mind. 3 kills for CompLexity off the bat. Anger tacks on that 4th just to make me look correct. Thank you for that one. And that round gets wrapped up really quickly there. So United 5 gets a quick shot of confidence in their armor, and then they just get the door slammed on them hard.
Swags are so brutal up close, man. You saw that that second kill was just fully to the back, not even a headshot. I mean, God, that thing does so much damage if you land everything. But yeah, you know, U5 they pretty much just got rolled right there. You know, they thought they had the clearance to go into A from connector, but there's Sean Gears waiting for him, and he just picked him apart with that swag. And now they're on a P250 save.
I think this started off as a B plant charge and then just suicide the round, but because of the smoke, they'll have to slow it down and try to force their way in very, very slowly. Now, Hiko's playing the site, and it falls on him to defend it. We should probably stick with him. Our number 2 right here is fighting the apps. Everybody charges him. He sees the bodies, hears the sounds, calls his teammate, does some damage, but is he going to get swallowed up before he can kill anybody? Yes. No deaths for them as they try to recover his M4A4. No dice as far as Semphis is too sharp on it, too quick on the rotate, coming from the catwalk, has 2 before Sean Gares comes in, joins in. He has 2. All the T's are dead. Quick rotate. U5 does their job, right? They get the bomb plant down. They got maybe 1 force rebuy, but I would have liked to have seen a couple more. They had a lot of time in that site.
They did, but honestly, with that time, I'm surprised Semphis didn't get more, you know, help Hiko out better, because he was over on Cat and could have helped Hiko get a couple kills right there, because, I mean, they had to jump actually physically into the site to take him down, so they were in his visual range. But yeah, I think he was just too focused on Cat, thinking that there were going to be some terrorists coming that way, but there weren't.
Yeah, at this level of play, you have to expect the wrap, and he didn't want to get shot in the back. Still, Hiko got kind of swallowed up in a tidal wave of human bodies, so I don't think the realistic chances of him surviving were there for him. 5 alive for everybody, of course, on the start of a new round, and 3 are waiting at the A ramp with the bomb in tow. Look at their nade setups here. They all have smoke, no nades and flashes, but they're going to use all of them to cascade them over the wall to make it exceptionally hard to hold on to the site. Close corner, Storm finds 1. He has to trade, or excuse me, Warden has to trade his partner's death there. The bomb plant will be good. They've sealed off. Look, smart smoke. See, smart smoke. They've sealed off the jungle and E-box in case somebody wants to walk over the E-box. They'll get decapitated. They've sealed off CT. Excuse me, they've sealed off E-box too. What am I talking about? They've got everything sealed off. And now they'll have to ward off the retake. 4-on-3 is possible for CompLexity if they can hit some very crisp shots here. And Moses has to be very, very paranoid because Semphis is behind him. Here comes the retake. TM is waiting in perfect location. Nobody ever checks this angle. There's 1 kill. If he looks to his left, he'll pick up 1 more. That's Hiko who goes down. Semphis is a 1-on-1 fight with Warden, who's behind the firebox. This is the spot that nobody ever uses anymore because of how ineffective it's been lately, but because it's so ineffective, it totally works. CompLexity has 4. United 5-2.
Yeah, that box is so easily pierceable. That's why no one really uses it anymore. You could easily get sprayed down. But yeah, I mean, good job by U5 there picking up that round. Even though Semphis did get that last kill, you know, the bomb was going off regardless. So good job. And I mean, you know, even though these past couple of rounds, like where U5 has lost, it seems kind of one-sided. I mean, they're still picking up rounds here and there, and they're sticking in it.
Let me ask you this. There's been literally very, very little to do with B in this. Is this a personnel matchup thing? Is it a stay away from a player or attack a certain player sort of game?
I don't think so. I mean, we're so early into it. I mean, U5 has only had a couple buy rounds here, so I can't say it's, you know, a personnel matchup that they're specifically staying away from B at the moment. So
these smokes are so methodical. Each and every time, the top of the E-box, the left side of the E-box blocking the jungle, the left side of the bomb side blocking CT. It's so deliberate and it's so perfect that they land that they really just eclipse the entire bomb site. There's no vision to be had, and it makes the bomb age to the point where the retake is unlikely each and every time. This round is going to get wrapped up as soon as Sean Gares has somebody spam the box for him. Why would TM cross back across his face? He makes a critical error trying to challenge Sean Gares, thinking that it could be an easy kill, but it is never an easy kill. Moses has to hit a clutch shot here. 1 taps through the wall for a headshot. He saves his teammate after making a critical mistake there. 4-3 is our score. Holy cow.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's a personal matchup. Maybe it's just the fact that they might think A is easier to take based on the amount of smokes and the amount of coverage you could lay down in the site. Because, I mean, you lay down, you put a smoke over in jungle, and then, you know, connectors, electrical and CT spawn. I mean, that's pretty much all the entrances from where the CTs are playing and where they need to come from smoked off. So, I mean, it makes the site a lot easier to take. But look at this. You see CompLexity now stacking 4 people in A because of how much they've been hitting it.
I think the methodology here is either one of two things, which you're disagreeing the fact that they're going after a personnel matchup, which could be the case, and the other thing could be sort of a setup. It could be a very, very slow left hook sort of setup where they work toward one site repeatedly until they get CompLexity to lean here, which they are. They have got practically 4 people in the site, and then the other, the result of that being that they come back for a hard B swing at some point, and then they capitalize because nobody's in that site, could also be the result of it. Storm's the last. The number 8 fights the jungle and top the E-box. He has the flash out in his hands, and Sean Gears has to be killing himself, really, because he just gave up the opportunity to kill him. Doesn't matter. CompLexity wraps up that round, and they stack the bomb site. If they had won that, just talking about hypotheticals, if they had won that, they conditioned CompLexity to start leaning toward that site. Yeah, maybe there's some sort of elaborate B setup coming. But I think that's all spoiled after that round.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, even if they would have won that round, I don't know if CompLexity would have been fooled by that. I mean, I don't think they would have gone for another stack directly after doing it once again. But we'll never know since we don't get to see that happen. Another save it is for United 5 here.
I'm a little bit surprised at how much United 5 travels together on this. They're not the team to typically do that. Not on maps where we see them win frequently, right? On maps like Cache, they do sort of travel together in the huge caravan, but on maps like Mirage, I'm not used to seeing this. I'm used to seeing a more default spread, a double mid, 1 B tunnels, a double mid, 2 palace, 1 A ramp, that sort of thing. And right now, for the most part, they're going with the most vanilla 3-2 splits and the 5-man, pain train sort of look, and it's getting results, clearly. It's just out of character.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they feel like they need to be together to,
trade more effectively?
Yeah, train more effectively and just be able to overtake the CompLexity squads because, I think they might know that, CompLexity might be one-upping these guys in terms of skill, so...
It's true, and that's been a notion that's been entertained by American teams at times where they typically stick together more often simply because they are confident enough to hit the second shot, right? They think somebody's going to die, but if they can trade effectively, they'll have the chance to hold on. Moses makes a foolish peek, and Storm gives up his position as he tries to get an early kill on Anger. That's going to be another round for CompLexity. It's going to be 6-3. I wonder if that's it. It's a good line of thought. If somebody is out shooting you, you're playing against better shooters, you can still beat them if you outsmart them, and the outsmarting in the process is what you just said. That's trying to hunt them down for trades.
Yeah, and it makes sense. If you get those aggressive trades, then you should be able to, still take the site, get the bomb planted, and then you have a better chance of holding onto the site. And with that bomb plant, I mean, the eco round was not a waste. They did also force rebuys, so they are going to be able to buy here. We see AKs and smokes, and it looks like another A setup for the most part. Actually, 2 people going to B, so this might be looks like maybe a fake to B, and then send everyone else A.
They've left a very, very vacant hole in the middle of the map. Not believing that CompLexity is going to be bold enough to push, but Anger is bold enough to push, just not in the way that we had imagined. He pushes up through the apartments, says that nobody's here, but he hears the flashbang, so something must be up at the A ramp. The bomb is not here, and this play by CompLexity, well, it was about to be spoiled with the early rotates, but with those 2 kills, as fast as they were, U5 loses their leverage, they loses their surprise, and it's clear that it's now a B fake. 3 alive for the T's. They'll have to hit some pretty remarkable, exciting kills if they're going to try to get this bomb plant down or even win this round. 2 alive now. TM and XP3 hold on to the site, 1 at the bench and 1 up in the B apps, and these kills are just raining down for CompLexity there. CompLexity, it's 1 deadly shot. Nothing's burst up against XP3. Really was uncontested there. It was a good idea. It was a good sentiment that United 5 had, but with losing those 2 players early on, I think doomed that strat.
Yeah, I mean, nothing did get adventurous there, and he pushed through the smoke on top of the CT, the electric box. He actually pushed through that to those 2, like the sandwich area, I guess, or whatever you call it, the quad box over towards,
we'll call it sandwich,
but
not everybody calls it that.
So he pushed into there and just got behind him completely, and then you had Anger pushing the apartments. They didn't even think to look there. So yeah, they lost their 2 proxy guys really, really easy.
speaking of easy deaths here, CompLexity seems to be wrapping up everybody, and XP3 manages to pick up a double here. Still has one above him, and he picks up Hiko in midair, has a one-on-one after warding everybody off with a pistol. Now he just limps around with 4 health. With a minute 20, he's got the liberty to do anything he wants on this map, and Anger's just perplexed. How did you all surround him and not do anything to kill him? Huge plays.
It is, but he does only have 4 health here, so I mean, he could get this bomb down, most likely, guaranteed, but it's going to be tough for him to actually win this. He's going to have to hit a beautiful shot when Anger comes to retake.
Yeah, he'll have to hide. He'll have to play the hiding, diffusing, committed diffuse game. But as Anger comes back around, he's started to sniff out. He's used his intuition to guess that he's going to be at A. Oh, if he backs up now and looks toward B, it's going to be all over. He did. All right.
Yeah, but the rotates are really short, so I mean, once he hears this bomb that goes down, he has plenty of time to get over there.
Still, he won't, at this distance, be able to find where XP3 is hiding. Surely XP3 will go to hide now. And I think he's thinking to himself that he doesn't want to hide in the apartments because it's just too obvious.
I wonder if he's going to go through window and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our clutcher is now Anger, who's charging the site, frantically looking around, making enough noise because he just doesn't care. He checked. He thinks that side's clear. Now he's going to go for the committed diffuse. XP3 may clutch this round if he could just peek him. He cannot. Anger has a kit. Will save the round, and now that trade looks like it was a smart one.
That was, I was holding my breath on that one, because honestly, I thought Anger could actually get the defuse down, but then I also thought, you know, XP3 was there to clutch, because, yeah, Anger looked like he was going for it. Not sure how he decided to just snap out of it at, like, 1 second and turn.
That turn was fast. Now, XP3 certainly had the drop on him. He made some noise, right? So he thought the bomb was going to get defused, so he started letting go of his shift key or whatever his walk key is, and that's how Anger began to turn. But really, if you have the drop on him, you got to put the shot on the head with the Galileo. It's only going to take 2, and unfortunately, Anger was just too fast, and he had too little health. A set piece here, another A take. Seems to be a recurring theme for CompLexity. Excuse me, for United 5. 2-2 on the trade. That's Anger, Sempus, and Storm, who are down, and also TM. And Sean Gares hits Warden, who approached the missile box trying to get a bomb plant in. Misses the second one. He knows one's in the site, and he probably guesses that Moses is up in this apartment. Now, Moses wants to remove him because that op is deadly, and the positioning will make it impossible for them to plant. Had the chance to hit a one-tap there, completely misses it. His crosshair was misaligned. He could hit this one to redeem himself at the ticket booth. He does, and he gets traded out. Nothing will clean up, or XP3 will be faced on the clutch again. He gets a second try at this. He faces off against Sean Gares, who will peek the E-box now, and almost mistakenly gives up the round. 40 seconds remain, and there's no reason to plant this bomb. He could get this kill if he could just land a single shot, and I'm surprised in the last 16 or so shots that he's let go, he hasn't tagged Sean Gares once. This is just the oddest thing ever. Now he can go for this plant if he'd like. We know the positioning will allow for it. Now the pressure is on Sean Gares. We go to him, our number 3, as swapped out for an M4. Misses the shot. XP3 redeems himself for that previous failure, hits that headshot, and it's 8-4.
Yeah, Sean Gares was playing with fire right there going to the jungle area, but he knew he had to swap out for that M4 because close range with that op, and that's a tough shot to make, so he tried to go for it. Anger has a ton of money right now. So it looks like they're going to force here. He actually bought Sean Gares an auto sniper, and then we see a bunch of shotguns being picked up here by the rest of the team.
This is the oddest force I've ever seen. This is an auto sniper force. The new meta coming from NA. I can hear it now. I can't even think of a practical purpose about why this is appropriate, but if they win this round, then clearly I'll be proven wrong. How do you feel about this?
I don't know if I like it, because I mean, if U5 just throws their smokes like they've been doing, then they should be able to stop it. But actually, look at it. I see Sean Gares boosted up right there.
Clearly I was wrong. clearly new meta found.
I didn't even know you could get on that ticket box, honestly. Wow. Sean Gares coming up big with that boost, and he picks up all the kills right there as they came into the site. Nothing helping us well, but I mean, wow.
Yeah, that was a boost that we saw more frequently after they redesigned that area. Once they put the ticket, they've coupled the ticket boost with a couple of boxes around it. More and more people started doing that. It's a old 1.6 boostable, but it didn't look into the site as prominently as this new Go version. Now TM is is, if I can put it delicately, screwed. He's stuck up there with not so much health, and he's about to get Nova. If Hiko would just hurry this up.
He goes and picks up an AK.
Yeah.
Tired of trying to get these jumping headshots. I'll just
Is he really? Okay, I was feeling the momentum swing for a moment. I was about to go nuts if PM started like clutching, but let's recap that round. New meta found. Buy expensive guns for one person, and then rally around him and hope that he delivers you a quad or something like that.
Yeah, everyone roll shotguns. I mean, honestly, it wasn't too bad thinking about what U5 has been doing this entire half. I mean, they've been favoring A for the most part. Gone to B maybe 2 to 3 times max. So, I mean, if you're going to take the gamble and put Sean Garris in A with an auto sniper to try and win the round, I mean, it's not that bad of a gamble.
Yeah, one of our viewers did point out just now that you don't need a boost to get up there. That's totally right. I forgot. I thought you needed a boost.
He jumped up there.
We're going to crab walk through this smoke. Nobody's actually walking right now. Now they're walking. Okay, they'll come out and they'll be blinded. Now Warden has to stop, and Sempus sees one jumping out. Sempus gets that headshot while he's in midair through the smoke. Pretty impressive stuff. The next kill is for United 5. That silencer, not giving away Sempus' position, but it was already known that position is a stock one, playing from the arch side. 2 kills, has seized bomb site B for the terrorists, and CompLexity is now forced on the retake. Early kill for Sean Garris as he peeks aggressively from the market, gets a nice auto sniper kill, and Storm will challenge him just a little bit. That piercing damage did only 15. Nobody wants to peek back out at Sean Garris because of the fact that that auto sniper can be so deadly. Another kill. Storm has one. Looks one more off right in front of him. And Sean Garris misses his opportunity. 1 on 2. He'll charge the jail side. Now that's pierceable. I'm surprised that Sean Garris isn't going for those body shots there, but I suppose he just wanted the clear headshot. 9-5 is the halftime score, and United 5, considering how slow they started, they'll be happy with a 9-6.
Yeah, and I think they should be able to get the 6 because looking at CompLexity's 1E, obviously they don't have that much left. They're going to force whatever they can here, but it's going to be pretty much shotguns and pistols for the most part. Seeing one Fallen's being picked up by Anger, but yeah, I mean, U5 is completely outclassing them this round in terms of guns, so they should be able to come up with this win. And based on how they're setting up, it looks like they're going to go for their 5-man smoke strat over at A.
What did we learn today?
Look at this. CompLexity is actually playing up close in the site, so these smokes that they're about to throw are going to be pretty useless.
Well, if they allow TM to die, never mind. If they press the smoke and they let these smokes dissipate, it would be there'd be 2 completely different scenarios, and that's stating the obvious clearly. But or nothing could just fire 5-7 shots through smoke and pick up a huge multi-kill, a triple for him, and he never even saw a single person. Okay, 10-5 is our halftime score. That should have probably not happened.
Should have been 9-6.
Nothing just went hand. It should have been 9-6. CEVO TV is here. I'm Cotton, and my partner's Klops, and we're seeing some really nutty things today that we are pretty entertained by. I think your pred is closer to realistic than mine at this point.
Yeah, I mean, U5 seems to be struggling a little bit. I mean, not getting the usual scoreline here of 9-6 or 8-7. So, I mean, they are behind the curve, it looks like, here. And, I mean, you know, it could be the fact that they only focused A for the most part, their T side, and didn't really, you know, spread across the map and emphasize other certain points. So, I mean, that could be a reason why they struggled. But yeah, we'll see what CompLexity has to do.
Can we reflect on that individual play there? Nothing. He didn't see anybody for the most part. He saw somebody at one point breaking through the smoke, but his crosshair stayed perfectly at head level, and he just kind of scanned back and forth with his 25-7 bullets, and they all came up. Moses can't hit anybody! He's been shooting at everybody's back this entire round. He gets knifed by Hiko, and that's so embarrassing. He unloaded 12 rounds and hit nothing. Sean Garris is the last 1-on-2, and CompLexity could lose this pistol round. That could be a big deal. And Moses is just laughing at himself, being like, I cannot believe, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, Hiko's laughing as well. He enjoyed the knife kill. But either way, U5 does pick up the pistol round. That's going to be big for them mounting a comeback here, because if they can pick up the next 2, obviously CompLexity is most likely going to buy on that 3rd round since they did get the bomb plant. Wow, actually, Sean Garris just picked up an AK.
Yeah, he did. I'm having just the hardest time even composing myself. How many times in a game do you see a professional level player just not hit anything? Complete whiffs like they're in Silver 1 or something.
It's very rarely. I mean, we did see that, but what comes to mind is that by power CompLexity, where both teams were just It was like they were
Oh,
just retarded that day. Or
might have
something.
been the ugliest fight I've ever seen. Who? That was Sempus and
I don't
Skadoodle,
remember.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on the whole rosters were just playing horribly that day.
Well, they were laughing at each other afterward. They're just being like, we're gonna pretend like that never happened.
Yeah.
All right, so we've won the pistol round. Mission accomplished for United 5. They need the 2 more, but they are facing off against not your typical eco round setup here. 2 AKs, some armor, and a bunch of deagles. So you may as well be treating this as a full-on gun round here because you have to stay far away from those deagles, really far away. And TM is not doing it with that. He'll lose his life and also surrender the gun. XP3 peeks from the site. He's standing behind a pierceable box. Still picks up 1. Walks away pretty wounded with 1. Oh, 1 deag. Nothing. Says hello to Storm. A friendly greeting in the market space there as he drops his opponent. 3 alive for CompLexity. A decent micro buy, a force buy, if you will. Moses and Warden now charged for the retake. They are on opposite sides of the bomb site. They'll have a pretty good spot here. And Sean Gares is pretty confidently playing out of position in a pretty exposed position. Warden was a bit surprised about how exposed he was. And he'll come up over the top of the E-box. They'll find 1 more at the Tetris. They've located everybody. Anger knows that he's been spotted, so this defuse will get started, and he has to come up and make the big play. Hits 1 shot, sees the gun barrel sticking up. He doesn't see the gun barrel? There it is. There's the... Oh, my God. He can't defuse it now.
Did you just pick up a kit? Nope.
No, he's searching for it.
Oh, no.
Buy a kit, Moses.
Wow. Well, it was second round, so, I mean... Usually you don't need it. I mean, usually you're not buying kit on the second round
First
of
round,
the half.
it's
So
nothing. Second round, he clutches and can't defuse. It's just like the smallest violin for him right now.
yeah, I mean, either way, good play by CompLexity. I was really surprised they picked up the buy on that second round. I mean, yeah, they really barely had enough money to do it, but they did it anyways. And now, since they got the bomb down again and the win, they're going to be able to buy here, and they should be able to take control as United 5 is going to be on an eco.
I feel at times that that's a sign of disrespect. It's just AKs and deagles, and I don't even care what you have. We're just going to come out with a surprise. The one thing that I will say that sort of justifies it is that it totally worked for United 5 in the first half with their surprise Gallo buy, and it seemed to have worked for CompLexity here. TM comes across aiming low, finds that the person on top of the catwalk was the one he should have been aiming at. Sempus wins that battle as he peeks out a second time errantly. They found their way up the catwalk. Now, we have a bunch of CTs in B already, and with this rotate, it'll be everybody joining the party. Storm was in the wrong position, tucked into the bottom corner underneath the B apartments, and he gets taken down easily, as well as his partner in crime, Moses. XP3 the next, and so is Warden. After that, CompLexity wins that one easy. It's 12-6, and CompLexity is now outpacing United 5, 2-1 on the clip.
They're still looking at the money. I mean, U5 probably has to save this one as well. So, I mean, CompLexity's lead is just getting bigger and bigger here as we go into this game. And, oh man, it's going to be so hard for United 5 to come back because once CompLexity gets their momentum rolling, we saw it in the first half, they just kept the wins coming. So, I mean, United 5 really has to, you know, pick up this round. I mean, it would be nice, obviously, since you go, but, I mean, if they don't pick up this one, next round is going to be a definite must.
At this point, everything's a must to me. Now, I understand what you're coming from and how difficult it is to win these eco rounds, but United 5 is statistically not so bad at these. And given the proximity of the encounters, be they the corners coming into the bomb sites at A, which they're not defending, or the corners coming into the bomb sites at B, which they are actively defending, they've got a good chance, but they need to hit a lot of very crisp shots. Or CompLexity can just troll them and just run to A and leave everybody waiting at B. How sad that that this perfect hold was never even going to be seen. U5 has to know, and I think they're now mobilizing and realizing, I think we just chose the wrong bombs.
Well, I mean, U5 had the advantage last round when they were all stacked up in B, and CompLexity was still going there after taking out one man, and they couldn't stop it regardless. I mean,
it's a kill there. Storm versus 3. XP3 in the site, or excuse me, in the CT will have to take an early shot, a pre-fire at his opponent to get his gun. He doesn't, and that means that we are 13-6. United 5 can buy, but is it too late? It's going to take the comeback of the season, really. It's going to take the comeback of the season to get anywhere now.
Yeah, like I said, this is pretty much the round that they absolutely need to win here. If they don't win this, then they're going to be going into a save, and that's probably going to put complexity on the match point. So this is going to be a big one, and you see XP3 is wielding that op, and he's actually going to be picking mid here, so this is going to be a big pick for him.
Yeah, he sees that shoulder, aims down, nice flick, very, very graceful and very small flick down to find Semphis' shoulder coming up out of the top of that left side corner of mid. Now, we talked about this early, that we habitually see Complexity use bomb site B as their leveraging point because they're quite good at getting into that site. They are used to having a single strong entry fragger getting into the B apartments and hitting a shot and moving out. I was curious as to see whether or not that was going to change with the addition of Anger. Now, he's not always an entry fragger. Frequently, he's not an entry fragger, actually. And I'm happy to say that that gameplay style, that choice of offensive style, hasn't changed for Cole. And I'm glad it hasn't, because it seemed to have been a signature mark on their Mirage play.
Yeah, and I mean, just, you know, it's nice that they aren't changing it up like you said, and they're sticking with what they know. And if Anger, you know, he's a good enough player where he could fit into their pieces. He should be able to fit into their play style.
I don't know if Hiko knows that flash doesn't flash anybody.
It was A for effort, yeah?
It was like, I'm going to make this up, and if it works, it's going to look awesome. And if not, I wasted $200.
I would have flashed the opera in the window had he been there.
XP3 will go for the double peek. He made the wrong decision. It doesn't really matter, considering that there's only one player left. Anger is always dangerous, however. Sprayed in the back, TM gets him, but he surrenders an op, and I think Storm's making a sprint for it right now. He can't get to it. It's a hefty purchase to get back, especially when U5's economy is so weak.
Yeah, XP3 did really good with that op, getting 3 kills for his 1 death, but like you said, without getting that op next, or again, he's going to be lacking a little bit going into this round. And Complexity, one man with an AK, everyone else with P250s, and they are heading towards B.
Yeah, you have every license to do quite a few ecos of your Complexity. You've got some rounds to work with, but United 5 knows that, and they're trying to use the map to their advantage. You want to stack up here, right? And they're playing a spread out default sort of look, which is kind of dangerous versus Complexity, who's willing to ball up and try to run you over with their superior aim right now. If they lose a gun, if U5 loses a gun, I could easily see this turning around and being a very, very poor round for them. But they're being cautious. They're using all their utility nades right and milking the clock as best they can, and I think that's as best that they can hope for. Anger almost had XP3 there, but backs off knowing that his Glock can't match the firepower of the M4A4 at that distance. So, a minute 10 on the clock, and Complexity is very, very tentative. They got smoked out flash, and they're taking their time. And we see that the swinging around on the map. Notice that the player in CT spawn who's playing swing, Moses, is just sort of hesitating, not knowing which site to be at. Now he knows. It's pretty well advertised at this point. Semphis wanted to pick up, Storm wanted to pick up a double, but he got, a triple, but he got a double for his efforts. And only Anger's left. Our number 5 is at the catwalk. He's lurking up on the CTs who are none the wiser. Comes out for the burst headshot, a flying headshot. Moses gets dropped. WWF style. Has 2 and is in a one-on-one clutch situation. He knows where XP3 is, and he gets shot in the side. That's a very, very nervous situation for United 5, who still are struggling to build up their economy.
Yeah, I mean, with that win, though, they are going to be banking quite a bit of change here. 2 people are going to have to, well, 3 people are actually going to have to buy, so, I mean, it's going to be a little bit behind. But, yeah, I mean, Complexity obviously buying here. That's going to be a save if U5 can win this round. XP3 actually picking up that op again, which he was really good with it that one round that he had it. So, I mean, if he could do that well again, then, I mean, he could zip this one up for U5 this round.
It could be that way. Let's revisit. Props to Anger for dropping the people's elbow on Moses. That was awesome.
Okay.
That was ridiculous. And it is a bit of a money game now. And if you're working with only 2 rounds, you would begin to think that it doesn't so much matter as you keep buying out every single time. But it does at the range where you give 2 more rounds to U5, presuming they win this round. It really does begin to matter. Moses is practically in the smoke, has only 20 bullets, knows that he has to switch to his sidearm, and unfortunately made the wrong decision of keeping his rifle out. So 3 and 3 on the trade. Now it's 1 versus 2, and Warden has to stave defeat, really, because the slide at this point is just so hard to get out of. If he can get 1 nice ambush kill, he'll turn this into a one-on-one. He knows the bomb planter was still in the bomb site, so he has some easy kills to work with. If he throws that nade at Hiko, he's going to get really badly hurt. Hiko knew, dropped from the site, flicks on Warden, and stops that hope from ever happening. I just have to say, for me, as a caster who wanted this to be as close as possible. That's like crushing. That's the crushing of dreams right there.
Yeah, that was another big round for U5, but they couldn't just hold it together. And honestly, I thought Warden was, I thought he was sneaky enough. He was going to get that. He picked up the one and just left to one-on-one, but he couldn't convert it. And now they're stuck saving once again, so they're going to be playing for the tie most likely, unless they pull off an epic eco round here.
We're hoping for epic eco rounds here, but we may not be rewarded. Storm peeks out at mid, sees one person at the left side, trying to hit him with one tap, and Warden pushes through. Seangears knew. It seems to be a bit too predictable that you would push through on this particular round, knowing that how desperate the situation was.
I feel like you wouldn't push through knowing how desperate the situation was. Like, at this point, it seems like...
I was saying Seangears knew how desperate it was and how predictable it would be to push.
Yeah, oh no, well that's what I'm saying. I feel like if you're a CT in their position, like that's the exact opposite of what you would want to do. You're looking to win that round so you can play out for the win. Why would you push? It doesn't make sense to me, but I guess some people just have different play styles, so.
Also, the adrenaline's pumping. You're telling yourself, I need to make a play for my team.
I need to make a play. Yeah, I guess so.
We got to get in the playoffs. I don't want to go to this professional placement tournament and have to fight for my spot in professional division. And there's a lot of reasons to do this, right? Yeah, well, I'm sure they don't think about it too deeply, not that granularly at this point in the game when it's just the battle emotions and trying to figure out a way to win. They just try to make the decisions that are best for their team. And the best decision thus far was XP3 pushing into the apartments. They could have a nice hold on the site as Moses waiting to sandwich brings down Anger. 3 dead already for CompLexity. And they're reeling after this particular round. 5 alive for United 5, and this is the round that they needed. This is absolutely the round that they needed. He goes on the far side of the map, and he did the pub strat. I got the bomb, guys. You guys go the other way.
Good luck, Hiko. 1 versus 5.
Throws a smoke down, and perhaps advertises the fact to his opponent that I might be hiding in the smoke, but actually leaves the smoke and pushes out to the catwalk. Won't get the kill though. Storm is too fast. Hey, that's a very, very good-looking round for them. They shut down every lane. They ambushed every corner, and they walk away with 5 guns.
It was, and had they not gotten the bomb plant, then CompLexity would have had to save right there. But since they did, they will most likely be able to buy. Actually looking short here, so they'll probably save. I mean, who knows? CompLexity might force, but if they were smart, if they're doing the save play, they'd go for a save.
Yeah, I think they will. I'm staring at their guns right now to make sure that they do before I start commenting on their eco. They, I think, are very, very strong at their ecos. Should they go to B like they do, they'll ball up at B and they'll just try to rush out and overwhelm with close quarter combat. If you do that with CZs, you might as well be wielding rifles anyway. And I think they will. You can see the numbers starting to accumulate over toward bombs at B. They'll do a slow hold, do the exact same thing that we saw before. It's a common thing for them to do. Ever since the CZ was implemented, CompLexity has been happy to just go into B tons and ball up and then just try to overrun the 2 defenders in the side 5-2. And on the far side of the map, Semptis comes up over the tons. Excuse me, the connector. Warden somehow still alive and gets stabbed. He transferred his spray before one of his opponents died. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess he miscounted the number of bullets and he got stabbed at the very end here. It's a successful eco round. If Anger doesn't win this one, he doesn't. 15-10, United 5 is about to make your prediction come true.
Yeah, Warden, you saw he actually got the spray onto one of those guys, and he spent enough time with the crosshair on the person that he should have been dead. So I think his brain just automatically said, "Okay, that guy's dead. Move on to the next one." But he wasn't, and so that's how he ended up falling right there. But yeah, they just rushed him and got the kill. But yeah, we could be seeing my pred coming true here. I mean, it is the buy round. They could just win out right now. So
how do you do
CompLexity?
That? Are you paying these people? Like,
no,
it's really weird how you pred.
Black magic.
Okay, so yeah, I totally agree with you. Not a whole lot of science there. Warden, I think, just went on autopilot. When you're in the heat of the firefight, you just kind of automatically know how many bullets I need to fire, and then he kind of came off of it and found out that he had not fired enough and moved on to the next target, which he dropped impressively. He flicked to a next target and dropped him. CompLexity has crossed over, even though being pressured from the connector side, still ignored that fire in their back, came up, found Storm, killed him, Warden trades, and Semptis is down. 4 alive for both teams, and the round is all evened up here. Now the positions are all out of whack, and the locations of all the terrorists are pretty much lost. XP3 wrangles the control of his M4A4, controls it enough to bring down Anger, who was in the connector, and Moses finds Nothing, who was that kind of odd-off lurk in the window room boost, or maybe came through the ladder room since he was on catwalk. Last kill there for XP3, 15-11. You did pay them. I know you did.
Well,
What did you do?
for complexity to make my pretty sure they'd have to win this round, and it would be on an eco, so that would be pretty impressive.
Did you pay them in skins? Is that what you did?
I paid them in schmeekles.
I don't even know what that is. CZs, PC50s, and a single Glock here for complexity. I have to tell you, look at the score lines for all of U5. They're all contributing equally. It's like a huge team effort to overcome this, whereas Sean Gare seems to be the star of the game for complexity. Early kill for TM as Anger tried to push through the smoke. Another one, a double for TM, a triple for TM, and finally XP3 joins the battle. Nothing to last, sending long-range block shots there. Finally, the round ends with 3 alive for U5. Their economy now finally looking healthy. 5 digits in the bank for Moses and TM, and it's 15-12. United 5 is mounting this comeback. It's very, very late in the game, and it's very, very precipitous what they're trying to do. It's unlikely, but we hold our breath still.
Yeah, complexity able to buy here. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen an op from any of the complexity members here. I know nothing is capable of opping. Also, Sean Gares. You know, we all know he is capable. And, I mean, the op is such a strong pick tool, that terror side, you know, either A ramp, A apartments, or either just mid itself. If you could get that kill, then you could get the ball rolling in these sites. But, you know, they haven't gone that route. They've just been relying on their AK shots, which have been working fine up until late. But, yeah.
Warden has the first. Found Anger trying to fight him. Gets a piercing Scar kill. And you're right. I'm a bit surprised that the prevalence of the entry smoke for mid, that mid window smoke, is not nearly used as often in American games. Now, complexity, they're pretty careful about their entrances. They'll use the underpass to have a flashbang ready or a nade ready to dissuade people from looking out the window. But still, you would think every once in a while they would throw that smoke. I haven't seen it once.
Mm-hmm. Neither have I. And honestly, we haven't really seen too many smoke entrances into A from complexity either, so.
Well, a lot of the play has been at B.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of ecos lately for complexity. All right. Our A take is set up here. You got your wish. Cascading flashes all over the place. Traces of those flashes now shown on your screen to show the trajectories. Now is the moment of truth. United 5 must stand tall and deliver kills here. XP3 in the cubby. Gets one before traded out. 2-on-2. Storm and Warden face off against Hiko, and nothing in the healths are pretty much equally lined up. Warden's the last. It falls on his shoulders to save the game for his teammates here. He's in CT, and it seems as though they know his location. He is the last. Finds one, almost had the second. The final score is 16-12.